Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Eddie Marcus. Again, this is a good day. In fact, this is a very, very good day. And I want to thank all of you so very much for just stopping here for a moment to share with me so I can share with you something that's beautiful. And let me get on to the point. As a social scientist and as a voice for love, I find it absolutely necessary that I just go ahead on and jump on out there and tell you just like it is, tell you what it's all about. Do you desire peace in your life? You know, not worrying about somebody knocking on your door that you don't want to be there, or having to lock your door, or worrying about somebody robbing you, would you like to be free from all of that? Just peaceful with yourself, your neighbor, your community, and your neighbors around the globe? Wouldn't you like to be like that? I believe you would. Would you like to be prosperous? So that those things that you need, those things that you want, those things that you desire, you could have them all. Wouldn't you like to be prosperous like that? I for some strange reason, believe that you would. Wouldn't you like to have the joy of living? Every day just excited, not depressed or down about anything, because your life is worth living and you are living it. And you're not worrying about dying, you're just worrying about enjoying living. Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't you like to do that? Well, as one who knows that you are loved, I'm going to share with you that the main reason why you are not experiencing that is because you are not deserving of that. Many of you look at others and say how despicable, how evil they are. Many of you do that, and you can identify them, you can point them out. And many of you look at yourselves as being so genuine. Nothing could be better as a service to God than where you're at. And where you're at and all in between of the one that you can point at and say is no good. All of it is controlled by evil. Is controlled by the spirit of Satan. It is represented by evil. And the society in which you live in reflects evil and not God. Not the God of love, not the God of creation. Now, this is an absolute fact. And this is why you do not enjoy the peace. Why? Is because everything that's happening in the world, everything that's happening in America, everything that's happening in Russia, everything that's happening in China, everything that's happening in North Korea, the people are saying it's okay. Whatever the reason is, some might be afraid of what the government will do to them if they don't comply. Others might think that is the best thing that could possibly happen, just the way they're marching. And others are caught in between, thinking they're doing something good. And ladies and gentlemen, everywhere, when these things exist, they exist by the power of all the people. Doesn't care how much you think you are doing for God. Doesn't care how much you're doing for good, or you think you're doing for good. You are still working within the perimeters that Satan has allowed you to. And the reason Satan allows you to do that is to keep you deceived, to make you think you're serving God. See, serving God means having your eyes open. Serving God means you can see between the one at the bottom thinking they're so fantastic and close to God, and the ones that they're pointing at. They can see that. Because once you can see that, then you want no part of that. So you step out of that. You step out of that. That is darkness. And you become the light. You identify to those who will listen. You tell them there is another way. You tell them that it is God's way. Now, let me give you an example, and I want to bring it close to home. Right now, America is going through a crisis. It's a crisis where evil is trying to flex its muscles across all of America. And it happened in Russia. Putin got that group. This guy over in North Korea got that group. The guy in the Philippines getting the group. The guy over in China got that group. Trump wants this group. And he want to ramrod it, bully you down the path, just like all the other people in the world have been bullied. So they have concluded that you are no different. And yet they're still allowing you to play the game. To play the game. You got everybody want to become the president of the United States on the Democratic side. He even got the independents. Everybody, look how successful I have been, they say. Look at me. I'm dead in the middle, they say. I'm a better candidate, they say, than all of the rest. So try me, they say. How many of them are coming to you and say, here is my plan to eliminate this suffering amongst you. Here is what I can do to eliminate this suffering amongst you. And here is what you must do to eliminate this suffering amongst you. Now, let's talk about it. How many are coming to you saying that? Well, when they finish talking, do you see anybody that's left out? Is there any group, any nationality, for any reason? Is there anyone that's left out? For if it is, the devil tried again. He tried again, but you caught it. You see, because if anyone is left out, it's not love. It's not God. See, this presidential election should not be about what the Democrats say they can do, because they can't do anything any different than what has been done already. This is about evil, and this is about love. This is about Satan, and this is about God. God's world, my friends, is different. I don't care what preacher you've been listening to. I don't care what you've been getting out of the Bible. I want you to know that the world exists the way it is because it is the fruit of the seed. Yes, there are those who are doing exactly what's going on. And the rest of the society, regardless of what they say about it, what they think about it, they're going along with it. And by doing that, it exists. And why do you go along with it? Because you don't know what to do. What you heard about God doesn't empower you to do anything. See, that's the trick. That's the trick. Now you're waking up and you find out that what you've been taught about God ain't real because it got you numb, got you doing nothing. But I want you to know, my friends, doing the right thing is very simple. It's not that strategic. All you got to do is resist evil and demand from yourself that you treat others the way you demand that they treat you. And all of the things that the world is all about is about God. It's about an enlightenment. It's about a maturity. It's about a growth. It's about a choice that is made that you're not going to be evil, even though it was there before you, even though you were there for a long time. You're not going to be there anymore. And if death comes to you and say, if you don't become an evil, I'm going to take your life, then you smile. I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, now that is something that each of you would have to come to. You just can't do that on my word. You just can't do that on my word. But I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is the fact. If you ever make up your mind that it doesn't matter, if you make up your mind and say it's God or I don't care, and go forward, it's gonna blow your mind, because everything that you ever thought about God is right there. It's right there, and nobody else can see it. But it's right there. So I'm saying to you, if you care about all of the people, you know that's a sign from God. And if you can say that caring translated into the will of God as it is in heaven, on earth, my friends, I mean, there might be some things that you can accomplish or mature that's much greater than that, but I don't know about it. All I know is what I'm saying to you right now. And the thing that is so beautiful, ladies and gentlemen, is that it works for every last one of you. It works for those who right now are trying to oppress you. It frees you from their control. Now, when you make up your mind to do what has got to be done, at that moment, things start changing for you spiritually. In other words, things start happening to you that gives you joy and make you feel good and great about the things that you're doing, because it is of love, and you can look anybody in the eye because there's no shame in your game. And God blesses you, even though evil is not going to like what you're doing. Evil is not going to like what you're doing. That's why, and I'm going to wrap it up. How many minutes there? Okay. That's why they put all these satellites up in space and hook up all these smartphones and smart TVs and et cetera, et cetera. So they can monitor you every day, whatever you're doing. Keep a record on you. Because they know you really don't know what good is really all about. So any and everything that you do in life is basically crooked. But it doesn't appear to be crooked. But so often the things that you do appears to be crooked. And it's documented. And so when you stand up, this is something that they throw at you. This is when you're supposed to be representing one thing, like conservatism or liberalism, and you stand up and they don't want you to represent that view. They want you to represent something else, and you've been bold. You're going to stand up. Then they throw this at you. Then you go sit down like a turkey with his tail between his legs, scared to death, because you're not free. You're bound. If you were free, then everything that you were is just a sign of your sincerity. Everything that you were, regardless of how bad you were. Ooh, the badder you were, the greater you are in the eyes of love. Because you, my friend, gave it up. So, don't worry about what they try to do to you. I think I'll leave it there with this closing. This presidential election, they want you to think about Republican and Democrat. And, you kind of being sidestepped a little bit with some independents that's talking about it. But I want to warn you, that is all a game. You better wake up and make this about something much more than that. Make this about evil. Why do I say evil? Because look at it. Look at the suffering. Gotta be evil. And make it about God, where evil does not exist. Because those who are instruments of God know the work of heaven on earth. They know the way of peace. They know the way of prosperity. They know the way of the joy in life. And this is what they represent, advocate. It is between evil and God. Now I know they told you put out the prayer in school. I know they told you separation between church and state and all of that, and convinced you that that was cool. And it happened because you weren't real. How can you trade off the power of existence itself? How can you trade that off and only be governed by some of system that some people come up with all of their prejudiceness and all their bigotry and all of their hatefulness? And you took God, the only thing that cared about you all, out and set it on the side. Well, I'm trying to bring it back. I want to bring it back because it's the only way you're going to get what you pray for. And it won't be a miracle beyond you allowing the Spirit to live in you and do through you that which you were designed to do in the manifestation of your heaven on earth. Bye-bye.